Chapter 23. Smoke. "You got much going on?" Junior asked when he came out. "There's nobody around, so you can come over to mine and catch up if you like." "Whatever," James nodded, zipping up his coat as they headed out of the parole office into a bitterly cold wind. "How'd it go in there?" Junior shrugged. "You know, same as always. Straighten up, fly right, tuck in your shirt, go to school, be home by 8, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs, and if you do get caught, little boy, we're locking you up again." "How's about you?" "I got busted up in Scotland," James lied. "I served my time, and I don't have to see the parole officer anymore. But I had to register to say that I've moved back down here." "Taxi!" Junior shouted, waving his arm and making a battered Nissan pull up to the curve. "You must be loaded," James said, as they clambered onto the tartan seat cover in the back. "Buses are for peasants," Junior grinned. "You wait half an hour and it turns up full of old biddies and screaming kids." James shook his head as they pulled away inside the car. "I guess your rich daddy left you with a few bucks." Junior shook his head. "Ma gives me pocket money, but I've got to duck and weave to make anything real, you know?" "What's your scam?" "Anything I think I can get away with," Junior grinned. "Buy a bit of this, sell a bit of that, and then snort the profit." James shook his head. "You still doing coke?" "What do you think I was up to in that toilet?" Junior smirked. "There's no way I could get through 45 minutes with that egghead parole officer without putting a couple of lines up my sniffer." James noticed that the driver seemed shocked by their conversation. Junior banged on the headrest. "Concentrate on the road and mind your own business," he yelled arrogantly, before turning back to James. "I can't believe I've caught up to you. Where have you been? What happened to your foster parents and all that?" "Ewart and Zara kicked me out in the end," James said. "I was bunking off and stuff. Ended up running away to Scotland with my cousin Bruce and getting nicked trying to rob a cigarette machine." "Cigarette machine," Junior tutted. "That's so low rent. And you're living at the zoo? What's that place like?" "Major shithole," James shrugged. "Only got there last night, and we've already got a war with 2 tossers who tried to rob us." "What were they? Girl Guides or brownies?" Junior snickered. "They were huge, as a matter of fact," James said. "So what about you? Are you still boxing?" "Nah. I went to this kickboxing place for a while, but then I got sent down." "What about your folks? Is your dad okay in prison?" "I go visit every month, but he's miserable. I mean, you're locked up 24/7, so what can you expect?" "And your brother and sisters?" James asked. "Ringo's at university, giving our mum an orgasm every time he gets top grades. April's at school. She's no fun anymore. All she's interested in is GCSEs and straight-laced boyfriends. And my little sister Erin got a scholarship to some fancy boarding school. Turns out she's a genius." "So is April still shaggable?" James teased. "You'd better keep your hands off my twin this time," Junior grinned. "Not that she'll go anywhere near you. She was completely pissed off when you blanked her letters." "You never know with birds, though," James grinned back. "I might take another shot." "No chance," Junior said. "So anyway, I've got some beers, a little bit of coke, and a big bag of weed. So how about we catch up on old times while ingesting massive quantities of booze and drugs?" James had read Junior's file and knew that he had a drug problem, but the reality was still a shock. "I'll take you up on a few beers," James said. But the other stuff's not really my cup of tea. Junior looked offended. Oh well, more for me then. Haven't you got to go to school? Nah, Junior said. Well, yeah, actually, but I hate it. I'll just tell him I was sick or something. GCSEs are such toss anyway. I messed up all my coursework and... Nah, who gives a shit? James wanted to get Bruce involved in the mission as quickly as possible. Listen, he said, as the cab took a corner slightly too fast. We just moved into the zoo, and my cousin's all on his lonesome. Do you mind if I call up and invite him over? Course not, Junior said. The more the merrier. Keith Moore had been in prison for more than 2 years, but his ex-wife Julie lived comfortably off the carefully laundered proceeds of his extinct drug empire. She'd recently moved into a 7-bedroom detached house with 3 acres and an indoor pool. She drove a convertible Mercedes, and her life revolved around hair, nails, tanning, and the gym. Junior! She screamed as she dumped her car keys and tennis racket on the kitchen cabinet and caught a nose full of burnt plastic. Junior! Get your ass down here right now! Julie looked in horror at orange juice spilled over the floor and dirty plates piled up in the sink. The worst of the smell came from an oven dish with a pizza welded to it. It would have been the boys' lunch if Junior had been sober enough to strip off the polystyrene base before putting it in the oven. Julie headed out of the kitchen and yelled again as she ran up the stairs. Junior's bedroom door was open. Radiohead pounded at full blast and marijuana smoke curled into the corridor. The music was so loud that James and Bruce didn't hear her storming up the stairs. Who the hell are you two? Julie screamed as she grabbed the remote for Junior's hi-fi and turned off the music. James had downed 3 beers and felt lightheaded. Hey, Mrs. Moore, he said, smiling dopily. Long time no see. Yo, Bruce giggled as he rolled off the bed. Junior never told us that his mum was so fit. I'll give you fit in a minute, Julie growled. Where's my son? James pointed drunkenly towards the ensuite bathroom. Shitting, he explained. Junior, get the hell out of there! Julie shouted as she stepped over dirty clothes, dirty books, and beer cans before opening the window as wide as it would go. What have I told you about smoking in the new house? It was a couple of minutes before Junior emerged, looking completely out of it, with his hair tangled and his t-shirt on back to front. Hello, Mum, Junior said, trying to sound sensible. How was your charity lunch thingy? What the bloody hell is this? Julie squealed as she grabbed her son by his shoulder and cracked him around the back of the head. Ow, Junior moaned. Mind your rings. How was the parole office? She demanded. Cool, Junior said, pointing at James. Remember James from before Dad got busted? He was there too. Do you really think I care about that, Junior? You've ruined that oven dish. The whole house stinks and you clearly haven't been to school. I couldn't go to school, Junior slurred. I met James. It was like historical or something. Going to school is a condition of your release. Do you want to get locked up again? Might as well, Junior grinned. At least I wouldn't be getting all this earache off you. Julie cracked her son around the head again before turning towards James and Bruce. And I don't know what gutter he dragged you in from, but I want you out. James and Bruce stumbled up and started looking around for their coats. I'll see you tonight at the football club, Junior mumbled. You can meet some of my muckers. What about your curfew? Julie interrupted. You might be too big for me to stop you getting out of the house, Junior, but I can call the parole office. Play a different record, Mum. That one's so boring. Don't you think I'm bluffing? I'll ring that parole office and tell them everything. But Junior shook his head, knowing that his mum would never grass him up. I'm 15 years old, he shouted. Get out of my face, you dumb bitch! James was shocked. If he'd called his mum a bitch when she was alive, she'd have bounced him off every wall in the house. Oh, that's nice, Julie said, looking hurt. I'm the one who feeds you and puts clothes on your back. I'm the one who bails you out, the one who visits you in prison and… Yeah, you work so hard, Junior sneered. You haven't had a job since you married Dad 20 years ago. I've raised 4 kids, Julie screamed, close to tears. 3 of them are just fine. So how's it my fault that your life's messed up? James was embarrassed, and he pointed a thumb towards the door. We'll be going then. Julie continued yelling at her son as James and Bruce headed down the stairs. Did you see the way Junior was smoking that joint? Bruce whispered. James nodded. Just breathing the smoke was making my eyes water, but he was sucking it down like a lemonade. Seems like a nice guy, though. Yeah, James nodded. I really got on with him last time, and he was always a bit crazy. But now he's gone completely off the rails.